ba'd. Praise belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has given us the ability to come to His house. We ask Allah to accept our ibadah and forgive our shortcomings. We ask Allah to grant us the khair of this day and protect us from all types of evil. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Part of a believer's effort is to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as much as possible every single day in his life, which is an ongoing struggle. The reason why this is an ongoing struggle, because every single day when a person starts and wakes up, there is a battle that takes place between him and the one who has made an oath to Allah to make this human being go away from the right path. And that is shaitan. And a person, sometimes he might be thinking that he is doing the right thing, but the effects of shaitan are so effective, and in a very whispering way, a person is not able to differentiate between the right and wrong. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us certain actions, certain deeds for a believer to continue and carry out in his or her life, so that he can be protected, he can be under the protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, can go over these difficult times whenever those times occur in his or her life. And we've been talking about these actions. One of the main action which protects an individual from the effects of shayateen is having to be in a stage of wudu. Now, when a person is in the stage of purification, then he has the ability to be strong in the affairs where shaitan becomes influenced towards him, or he tries to attack him in any way. Now, to go up above this level and to go towards a higher level is to be always refreshing your purification, your ablution, your wudu. And that is a greater reward for the person who is already who has done wudu for the first time, to remove impurity. Now, when we do wudu upon wudu, which is calling refreshing our wudu, the condition of that the first wudu that we've done has already been used in some of the activities or a'mal which are not allowed to be done without wudu. So for example, if a person has made wudu and he prayed his Maghrib prayer, now he didn't do any activity between Maghrib and Isha that can nullify his wudu. Now the time of Isha has arrived. He has the choice that he can use the same wudu of Maghrib and pray his Isha, because he hasn't done any activity which is going to nullify his wudu. However, if he refreshes his wudu, then the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ described, according to Imam al-Tirmidhi rahimahullah, who has mentioned this narration in his Sunan, that Abdullah bin Umar radiallahu anhu says that the person who makes wudu, man tahara ala taharatin, the person who purifies himself upon purification, then kutiba lahu, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala writes for him the reward of 10 purification. So that one wudu that you make to refresh the wudu, that one wudu is going to be multiplied by 10 wudu. And the second opinion of this hadith, or the second explanation of this hadith that has been given by the scholars, that when a person performs any salah with that wudu which was refreshed, then that reward of that ibadah becomes 10 times more. So let's say you prayed Isha with it, then your Salat al-Isha's reward increases 10 times versus the one who didn't make a refreshing wudu, who didn't make a fresh wudu again. So similarly, if a person, let's say he doesn't voluntary prayers, that voluntary prayers reward increases 10 times more than the one if he would have prayed with the same wudu that he was in. Now, there are some justifications of the scholars regarding when you're making wudu upon wudu. It is to be done in a normal time. What does it mean by it is to be done in a normal time? When there is no lack of water, when the water is available and easy accessible for everybody to use. It's not that when there is a shortage of water and you're worrying about how to refresh your wudu at each point of your prayer. In a normal condition, when the water is accessible for everybody and it is commonly used and there is no shortage of it, a person can practice this practice, and that is refreshing his wudu once the wudu is with him, and with the condition that the first wudu that he had made was already used with one of the actions which are not allowed to be done without wudu. So once that condition is met, then he's allowed to he's allowed to refresh his wudu. He's allowed to make his wudu again for the next ibadah, and that ibadah will be multiplied by 10 in reward. And not only that, but that reward, the wudu that he's doing as a refreshing, it's going to contribute towards the ibadah being performed in a better way. Because having to increase the reward it's already a step forward for a person to bring more khushu and khudu, to bring more concentration in the ibadah that he's going to perform. So just that purification itself, when it's multiplied, the reward and the benefit also multiplies. So that's why a lot of times the person says, I already have wudu and I've already prayed Maghrib. And some people, mashallah, their wudu starts from Fajr all the way till Isha. They're the whole day, mashallah, all the time they're just trying to push that wudu until the last second, and then after that they use the bathroom, which is not a recommended act. Because if you are praying your salah while you are in need of using the bathroom, then that salah becomes disliked, right? Let's say you already have wudu and you're too lazy to go and use the bathroom and make wudu again. So you come and you pray salah and you're moving around trying to, suppress your need. And then after that, immediately when the imam says, Salaam alaikum, the first thing is for you is to go and run to the bathroom. Then that salah which you prayed is a disliked salah. So it's better that you go and use the bathroom, make wudu, and join the salah that is more rewarding and more better. Don't try to control your body needs just so that you don't have to refresh or you don't have to make your wudu again. Rather, it's to make another fresh wudu before every salah begins, as long as you have used the wudu that you've already had in the past with an ibadah that you have performed. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us the understanding and the ability to practice. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Jazakumullahu khairan. Subhanallahi wa bihamdi. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.